My dog started acting strange around my date. 2 weeks later, I discovered why first dates are awkward enough without your pet making things worse. When I brought Mark home after our third dinner together, I expected my golden retriever Cooper to be his usual friendly self. Instead, Cooper, who normally greets everyone like they're his long-lost best friend, took one look at Mark and backed away, growling softly. Sorry, I laughed nervously. He's never done that before. Mark smiled tightly. Dogs just need time to warm up to me. Throughout the evening, Cooper kept his distance, watching Mark with unusual intensity. When Mark reached to touch my hand, Cooper wedged himself between us on the couch. When Mark went to the bathroom, Cooper stood guard outside the door. Your dog hates me, Mark joked when he returned. But I could tell he was annoyed after he left. I scolded Cooper. You can't be rude to people I like. He just tilted his head and whined. Over the next 2 weeks, Mark and I grew closer. He was charming, successful, and seemed genuinely interested in my life. Cooper's behavior, however, only worsened. He'd hide my phone when Mark called. Once he even dragged Mark's jacket into the yard and buried it. It's me or the dog, Mark finally said after Cooper growled at him for the 10th time. That night, scrolling through Instagram to distract myself from this ultimatum, I noticed a local animal shelter had posted about their Volunteer Appreciation Day. The photo showed volunteers in matching t-shirts, and there in the back row was Mark, except they called him Matthew in the caption. Curious. I clicked on the shelter's page and froze. There he was again in a post from 3 months ago. Cax to our dedicated volunteer Matthew for completing his community service hours. A quick Google search of his face plus Matthew in our city revealed a local news article from last year. Local man sentenced to community service for animal cruelty. The article detailed how Matthew Pearson had been caught on a neighbor's security camera kicking his girlfriend's dog repeatedly after it chewed his shoes. The judge had sentenced him to 200 hours at the animal shelter. My hands shaking, I looked at Cooper, who was watching me with those knowing brown eyes. The next day when Mark or Matthew came over, Cooper started his now familiar growling. I've been thinking about what you said, I told him calmly. About choosing between you and Cooper. He smiled, reaching for my hand. You won't regret it. I'm sure I won't, I replied, opening the door wider. Cooper stays. You should leave, Matthew, his face drained of color. What did you call me? Your community service at the shelter must be complete by now. How's your ex's dog doing? By the way, he left without another word. That night, Cooper got an entire steak for dinner and has slept on my bed every night since. Sometimes animals sense what humans can't see, and sometimes the dog's judgment is better than our own.